Hey everybody, it's Janelle. Today is October 7th, 2014, and I have not posted a video in a while because I've been keeping update on my Facebook, and if you don't have that information and you do want it, it's the same name as my YouTube name. It's IXY Project. It just has a TTC at the end. So if you want to follow me there, I'm on there, and I do update pretty much daily on that. But it's just harder for me to get to a point where I can actually sit down and do a video instead of just shooting kind of like a text to on Facebook. So it's going to be kind of a long video. I'm going to go through pretty much everything that has happened since last time I did a video. Which I don't really know what that is. So I'm just going to start from my first baseline appointment, or my medications, to my first baseline, second baseline, and third baseline, and tonight I trigger. So my medication has changed since my last cycle. My last IVF cycle, I did 225 IUs of Gonal-F for 8 days. This cycle, I have had kind of a crazy cycle. I'm going to sit up here because I'm going to show you. I was on the Gonal-F pen, which was obviously, if you've seen it, can you see it? I'm sorry. I was on, this is a 450 pen. I was on, for 2 days, I was on a full pen, which seemed like such a waste because these are $500 a pen. So I was using a pen a night, and I just kept thinking, oh my god, this is so much money. So for 2 days, I was on 450. For 2 days, I was on 350, and then for the rest of the 4 days, I was on 300. So, yeah. So that was for the stimming. On the day that I started 300 of the Gonal-F, which was day 4, I started my Ganirelix pen. It comes in a box like this, which I took my last one last night, but just so you can see, I was on that, and I was on that for 4 days, and last night was my last day for that, which it really scared me because last night, and the little shots look like this. I don't know if you can see it. They're just little shots, and obviously they're usually pulled back a little bit because I have medication in them, but these are used. I'm trying to show you something, but it's being loud. Anyways, here it is. Last night, I took my last Gonal-F shot, which usually, when empty, I don't know if it'll focus. When it's empty, it looks like that. You can see there's nothing in there. Well, I injected the medication, and blood shot back into the syringe, which scared the bejesus out of me. Not because the blood was in there, but because I thought I injected the medication into a vein, which, if you've been on Ganirelix before, you're not supposed to do. So I was worried that the medication wasn't going to work. So I can show you. See all the blood in there? Yeah, scared the crap out of me because I thought I was going to end up ovulating before my egg retrieval. So it really scared me. But I called the nurse this morning, and she said, it's fine, it's not a big deal. She said it was probably just a blood vessel. No biggie. So that's awesome. So anyways, Ganirelix and Gonal-F, and then today I take, tonight at 11:30 p.m., which I am going to be exhausted trying to stay up and take the shot. I take my trigger shot, which is already ready. It's in there. You can't see it, but it is in there. It's already ready for me to take tonight, because my doctor always has me do it beforehand, because they're glass vials, and if anything breaks, then they'll have time to get you a new one instead of at 11:30 at night, which you wouldn't be able to do. So that was my trigger, and then this time, which is different from last time, last time I was on the little Prometrium suppositories 3 times a day. This time I am going to be on the progesterone shots. I requested them because I've heard a lot of people talk about them, and I did some research, and it's the best. It's the best kind of progesterone for IVF. So here's the progesterone. This is 500 milligrams or 10 mLs, however you want to do it. And I am supposed to inject 1 ml a day, so this lasts for 10 days. I guess you can't really see the medication in there, whatever. Anyways, but that's not even the problem. Here's the issue. Ask and you shall receive, right? Look at this needle. Look at that needle. I don't know if you can see it through the thing, but it is. Here, let me help you out. That is the needle. Holy moly. Scared the bejesus out of me when I've seen that. Compared to the biggest needle that we've used, which is not it. If you haven't used progesterone needles, I'm going to show you the difference. Actually, I guess the biggest, here's the biggest needle, is this is the biggest needle you're going to use, which is the HCG shot. And if I don't mess up my needle here, I can't get the top off of it. You can't see it. Okay, can you see that? Because that's pretty freaking small. So there's that. That's the HCG needle. That's the biggest needle I've used. And I'm going to open one of these so you can see it, because I am terrified. Sucker. That is crazy. I'm so scared. It's not even funny. Like, it looks bigger out of the package. That's the first time I've ever moved one out of the package. So, yeah. Holy crap. Anyways, so I asked for it, I guess, but I just don't think my progesterone was really getting absorbed with the Prometrium. I just don't think it worked for me. If it works for other people, great. But I'm happy that I'm doing the progesterone shots, or POI. They're progesterone in oil shots. But I'm so nervous about that needle. And it's got to be done in a muscle, so it's got to be done in my back. And I've always done all my injections myself. But my husband's going to have to... He is definitely going to have to do that for me, because, oh my goodness. It's got to be done in my back, and I'm kind of a control freak, so I'm scared to let him give me the shot. Not that I think he would ever hurt me on purpose. I'm a control freak, and I want to do it myself. But I heard in the thigh, it hurts really bad, so I'm just going to have him do it and just give over the control. And then I have the normal things. I have the antibiotics for after the egg retrieval, and I have my pain medicine for the egg retrieval. And yeah, and that's about it. So that is my medication. Like I said, I do trigger tonight at 11:30 p.m. And my egg retrieval is Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Now let's talk about my baseline appointments. My first baseline appointment was obviously no news. They just look and make sure everything looks fine in the ultrasound. Perfectly fine. The blood work, They did do my estrogen, and it was 47. Very first, before I started any medication, my estrogen was just 47. Last cycle, my very first baseline blood work was my estrogen was 45. So right around the same, no changes. My second baseline this cycle was 721. And I'm sorry, I keep looking down. I'm looking at paperwork because I actually wrote all this down. So this cycle, second baseline, 721 estrogen. My last cycle at my second baseline was 358. Now, last time they didn't tell me my estrogen levels. They didn't tell me anything except for how many follicles I had. They didn't even tell me how big they were. They just said, you have this many follicles. Which last time, I believe, my second baseline, I had 9 follicles. And they were all on my left side, all of them. This time I have 9 on my left. That was my second baseline. I had 9 on my left and then 2 on my right. So again, my right ovary is failing to produce follicles, which was a huge disappointment considering I spent $1,000 more on these stupid pens. Not stupid, but that was $1,000 for the same amount of follicles, literally the same amount of follicles. And I was super disappointed because, as most of you know, I didn't get to freeze any eggs last time, and the IVF failed. So not only did I spend more money, but I feel like I was getting the same result. But then when she explained to me the estrogen, the difference in the estrogen, after I got off the phone with her and I looked it up, I was very upset. Because my last cycle, with my estrogen being 358 on stimming day 4, they should have done something about that. Because I looked it up, and you're supposed to be in the upwards of 600, at least. For your estrogen is supposed to be stimming day 4, at least 600. And I was at 358, and they did nothing about it. I was so upset. But there's nothing I can do about it now, so I just try to, it's doubled from last cycle. It's 721 now. It's above what it was supposed to be, so I just tried to be okay with that. So he measured, on the second baseline, he measured 4 follicles. I had a 14, a 13, a 12, and a 10, which for that time was good. Good sizes. They like for them to be over 18, but I still had 4 days of stimming left, so no big deal. So then on my third baseline appointment, it was stimming day 7, and no, I lied. It was stimming day 8, and they only measured 3. I actually have to tell you about this appointment because it's pretty funny. So I go in, and I'm there longer than usual. And when they come into the office, I realize why. They have a doctor in there. Student, teacher, doctor, I don't know. And they have him do the ultrasound. And the reason why I have to tell you about this is because of the ultrasound. The whole time he's doing the ultrasound, which is fine, I have no problem, other than I've gotten really used to my doctor. He, I don't feel weird around him anymore with the ultrasound because he's seen my stuff so many times it's not even funny. So I don't feel weird around him anymore when he does it. So I kind of got nervous again when he brought another male doctor in. But this is what made it so funny. Not really funny. It kind of made me feel uncomfortable. But this doctor, I don't know if he was just trying to check the probe to make sure that it was still in the right spot. But he kept looking underneath the, you have your legs propped up and there's a sheet. He kept looking underneath the sheet. I'm like, is there a bug crawling on my leg or my cooch or something? He wouldn't stop looking under under the sheet, and it kind of made me feel uncomfortable. My doctor's never done that. The only time he ever does that is to put the ultrasound probe in, and that is the only time he ever looks underneath the sheet. So it made me kind of self-conscious a little bit. But anyways, that's the only thing I really want to tell you about the appointment. It was different. So anyways, I found out that's why it took so long. But they only measured 3, and I'm guessing that's because of him, being the one that is doing the ultrasound. So the doctor had to measure it, and while he was doing it, and I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so they measured 3 of them. I had a 31 millimeter, a 20 millimeter, and a 15 millimeter, and I still had to stim that night. So he said those were really great numbers. I didn't get what I had last time. I don't know what my millimeters were my last cycle, but I know that they want over 18, and I have at least 2 huge ones with a 20 and a 31. So I've decided that I named the 31 millimeter follicle Emmett, because I know that sounds strange. I'm not crazy, I promise. But I named him Emmett because Emmett means strong. So I decided I was going to name that one. Anyways, he also looked at my lining, and my endometrial thickness is 11.3 millimeters. And I looked that up, and the doctors like to see it above 8 or 9. So she said the nurse said 11.3 is good. I don't know if there is a way to be your lining to be too thick. I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure it is. So I'm praying and hoping that doesn't happen for me. I don't know, but I did look it up, and as long as it's above 9, it's good. And he showed me something which I didn't understand at the time. He showed me 3 lines on my endometrial thickness, and he said that's good. That's what we're looking for. And I just said okay, because I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But apparently, after reading up about it, how thick your lining should be, you're actually supposed to have 3 layers of endometrial, I don't know, what is it, tissue? Is it a blood? I mean, I guess it's blood, but whatever. The thickness is supposed to have 3 layers, and that's what he was showing me in the ultrasound. I don't have a picture of that, which I left my phone over there, so I'm going to have to go get it. But I did the ultrasound. The new guy left my ultrasound up on the screen, which they usually never do. So I got a picture of Emmett, and I'm going to show it to you. So hold on just one second. Okay, so, let's see. Sorry, I should have had this ready. I just want to show you because it's huge. That follicle is so big. And I don't know if this is going to mess it up because it's on my phone. Do you see it? You see the one with the X in it? That's them measuring it. So this is my left ovary, obviously, because my right ovary is not producing anything at all. So this is my left ovary, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the front side. And that one that has the little T or X in it, that is Emmett. He is 31 millimeters, huge, and I can definitely feel him, just so you know. He is definitely there. Don't ask me why I'm calling it a he. It's just a follicle. It might not even have an egg in it, let alone have a sex yet, because obviously that comes from the sperm. So I just decided that I was going to name it. Don't worry about my, me being sane. So anyways, so that's where I am at today on October 7th I'm triggering tonight. My egg retrieval will be tomorrow. No, that is Wednesday. Thursday at 9:30, I will I'll do an update on Thursday. Definitely, I promise I will. Because I definitely want to update you guys like I didn't do last cycle. I am trying very, very hard to stay positive this cycle. It is hard to be excited after a failed IVF. It's devastating, and every appointment last cycle was exciting and new and promising, and this time it's exciting, but it's scary because you're so scared of being let down again, and it's hard. And also, before I let you go, I wanted to show you guys this. My husband got this for me, and it means so much to me. It's I don't know if you can see it in here. No, you can't. I want to show you. It's one of those little awareness ribbons, and it's for infertility and pregnancy loss and any kind of, I gotta turn it around, I guess, huh? Any kind of to do with losing a baby or miscarriage or anything. You can't see the colors, and I'm kind of disappointed. It's pink and blue. It's got little rhinestones on it. I got it on Etsy, and he got it on Etsy, I'm sorry. And I thought it was the most amazing little a little gift he could have given me, and I love him so much. Anyways, so I wear it every day for good luck, and I'm gonna wear it every day for through my cycle until hopefully I get a BFP. And I will keep you ladies updated. Again, if you want my Facebook information, it is the same as my YouTube. It's ICSI Project TTC. And I do update that every single day, I promise. So if you have any questions for me, just let me know. And thanks for watching, ladies. And I'm sorry it was so long. I had a lot to update on. So I hope everybody's doing good. I haven't kept up on anybody's videos. Again, YouTube is very hard to keep up with versus Facebook. So if you have a Facebook, I would love for you to let me know what your username is, so I could follow you on there, because it's a lot easier for me. Anyways, baby, that's to everybody, and I will try to catch up on videos. Bye.